Hi everyone, it's Saul again. How you doing? Well, I didn't think I'd be giving such a quick video. I did one last Thursday, as you know, and this is a follow-up. But a few things have happened since then, as we all know. And so I'm going to go over a few of those things that have happened and how it affects our lives and going forward our business. But first of all, I do want to put out a few things there. First of all the things I've been through in my life, I know one thing. Worry and negative goal setting will not get you where you want to go. That's like negative goal setting. I have to stay away from worry and fear. That gets me to negative goal setting. Now we have to focus on the things we control, not the things we do not control. We do not control when the vaccine will come out or any medical solutions that will help with this virus. We don't control that. What we do control is what we're doing every day to take care of ourselves and our family and our business, which we'll talk here in a little bit. What we know today, it might change tomorrow, what we know today are the people who are the most vulnerable are the elderly who have pre-existing conditions. And they're saying that's about 20% of the people who are affected. Now, that means 80% are just going to go through it and get cured and move on with life. The thing I don't want to have happen to all of us, or some of us, is that fear and worry is going to kill you because you're doing it every day, building on your system, and your immune system gets weaker and weaker. So we've got to get rid of the fear and the worry, and we definitely have to get rid of that news and social media. Like I said in my last video, this is when the news likes it. CNN, CNBC, all of them love it. Because with all this fear, people stay attached to that media, and the ratings go through the roof. So you got to stay off that TV, got to stay off that social media. It's one thing to be informed. It's another thing to get yourself inundated with this, and it's going to drive you nuts. A beautiful day like today, I'd be outside taking a walk, enjoying life. Yesterday I was walking Coulon Park. It was beautiful out there, and there's people out there. Again, you got to be smart. Now the reason why they're closing everything down, as you all know, is they want to get this virus under containment. They want to basically get this thing. Now, usually you're going to be the most mental at the start of all this. You know, when the stock market does what it does, and there's a lot of this and a lot of fear, that's usually the worst part of everything. Then little by little, we're going to get through this process. This might be a few month process, not a few year process. And so we have to kind of reset our head, our attitude, our mindsets, and how we're living life for the next few months or whatever it is. Therefore, I need to blow up my box and say, okay, what are my goals for the next 60 days? Personally, taking good care of myself and the people around me, my family, and then my business, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But don't forget, for some of us, the virus isn't going to get us. The fear and worry is going to get to us, and that's not good. You need to take those walks. If you can get by Mother Nature, that's great. That relaxes me big time. Coulon was very relaxing, therapeutic for me yesterday, and I'm getting very solution-oriented. One thing I do know, when fear hits, I always write myself a list. What are people fearful of right now? And I write that down, okay? What are some of the solutions we can put in play? I write that down personally and professionally. What are the opportunities that exist? What action plan do we have to get in play? There's a lot of things I go through to keep my offense in place. I want to be an offense and get out of defense, okay? Open house traffic, in many open houses were very, very busy. One of our agents had 30, 15 on Saturday, 15 on Sunday. Others had really good traffic also. We're noticing it's happening in the first-time buyer price points. So everyone's a little bit different, but we are noticing a lot of traffic. Now, last week's Market Watch, in the multiple, you had 1,622 new listings and 2,569 pending transactions. So you still have more pending than new listings coming on the market. But again, as we all know, that'll be fluid and that can change. So the thing is, we have to be very solution-oriented. You know, Tom Ferry, in his sessions and seminars that we've all been to, either you're building your business and your personal life out of straw or brick. Well, if your business is built out of brick, not straw like the Three Little Pigs, straw, you can get pretty vulnerable. Brick, hey, you're pretty solid. And we're going to keep growing and going and giving you some ideas to get that brick foundation, and so you're taking advantage and increasing market share during these challenging times when some agents are going to have a hard time making through the process because they're caught up in the fear and not the solutions. So you have to understand, we have to give our sellers different options and choices, and our buyers, because some buyers don't want to come to an open house with 10, 20, 30 people. So we have to realize that too. So our sellers, and we have to take good care of ourselves first. So some of us want to maybe go to one-on-one showings also, so we're not exposing ourselves and our families and our grandparents or whoever to different things. So our sellers have to realize that they have options. They can do appointment only. They can do 12 to 4 open houses where on a Saturday or Sunday where people are coming in as open house and showings only. We can limit the showings. We can keep the key box on or off. We're going to get very solution oriented on what they can do. Now you might have some selling agents, or excuse me, buyer agents who are afraid to show the house. We might have to meet the buyers at the house for our buyer agents and help get them through the house also. So different things we're going to have to do. I know we're talking about different things. Have the seller open up all the lights, open up the closet doors, so everybody is not touching all the doorknobs and everything else. They're wearing gloves. You have a cleaning company come in after your open house. Now, if you don't want to do open houses, or your seller doesn't want to do open houses, then don't do open houses. We have a lot of tools in our toolbox besides open houses. One-on-one showings might be the best way to go for you and for your protection and our clients' protection. We want to make sure we're taking good care of you and keeping you safe and your family safe, but also realize we're going to still do business. And I'm in contact with title companies. Today I talked to Andy Fitzsimmons 3 times and lenders 3 times. And market interest rates are trending down, right? And so from where they definitely were last week, so we're still trending down. Now you're going to see pricing different between different lenders depending on what kind of bandwidth they can handle with all these loans. They want to make sure they take care of purchases first, refi second, because they know this too will pass, and they want to make sure they took good care of their agents on the purchase side when we come out of this. So they want to make sure you're taking good care of along the way. So you might have to blow up your box for the next 30 to 60 days. What is my personal goals for the next 30 days for me and my family? What is my career goals for the next 30 to 60 days? And we tweak it as we go. Now you have children at home, so you shouldn't see that as a burden. You should see that as an opportunity. This is time to communicate with your kids more than ever. Maybe they're going to do some online education. Maybe you're going to order some board games online together so you guys can pick them together. Of course, you're learning, going outside, playing. This is really a great bonding time for our family and each other than we've had in years, because we're all forced to do it. Sometimes it takes us being forced to do it. So I don't know, hopefully the virus isn't going to kill me. My wife's probably going to kill me before the virus. But we're all going to do what we have to do, and I'm learning how to communicate better and have more patience than I ever have, and realize this is probably a good thing. We're going to come out stronger on the other side, because everything that we have to learn. But we need perspective. We need perspective. First of all, some of us need to take a deep breath, because I'm talking to some of you, and I know Jim and Shai also are talking to some of you guys, and Eric and Simona and Katie, that some of us are a little bit more stressed than we need to be, because this too will pass. We need a vaccine or some kind of medical solution to get through to the next side. But we have to have a bridge. We have to have a path between today and that bridge, and that when we get to that vaccine. We have to have a little bridge, so we're saying, okay, this is what's going to get me to take care of me, my family, my business, my career, so I can move it forward. Some of you, we can go, and also it's never been more important now than ever to put yourself in your client's shoes one by one. Where are they coming from? How do they feel as a seller? How do they feel as a buyer? So once you just put yourself in their shoes and get in alignment with them and what they feel comfortable doing or not doing, then that's something I would be looking at. The other thing I would be looking at if I was you guys is, we can tell who's using the John L. Scott tools, who's not using the John L. Scott tools. Some of our best listers in the company ongoing use all the John L. Scott tools. They're all free. So now you have staff that's ready to help you, and I would make sure, I was even talking to Robin the other day, she's putting 10 on buyer's side a day right now, buy side a day right down to the system. More and more agents are making sure they're using all the John L. Scott tools, so they're touching their clients more ways, more often. It might be email, it might be voicemail, it might be postcards with a whole different messages that we're coming up with now. Well, it's going to be totally different, but that's okay. We have to be relevant for today's market. We have to be the voice and be relevant for today's market. If you look at our business, if you look at the business world, it gets down to your knowledge, your skills, and your reputation. Okay? Relationships do matter, but they can ebb and flow. But it really comes down to my knowledge, my skills, and my reputation, and I have to make sure I'm relevant for whatever's going on in the industry, become knowledgeable, and have the situations and solutions for my clients, and the skills to handle it. So we have to stay on top of our transactions more than ever. We have to hold our hands more than ever. A few wealth managers, stockbrokers that I know, they're reaching out to their clients before the clients are calling them, as they've seen the stock market go from 29,000 down to 21,000. But they forgot they saw 6,600 to 29,000 just in the last years. So everything is perspective. This too will pass, and we'll get through this to the other side, but we need to take a couple deep breaths and say, okay, in the next 60 days, or longer, but let's take 60 days, what am I doing to take good care of myself? my family, and my business. And I'd be getting all the John Oscott tools lined up and loaded for you, because that's the voice out there and they want to hear relevant voice. You got to realize your database is home, right? They're at home. You got everything's closed down. Most people are working from home more and more. They're at home. They're listening. They're reading. Well, let them listen and read good stuff from you and relevant stuff from you. Update your CRM. Get your updated CMAs out. Let's get in action. Let's get solution oriented and quit reading the paper, quit doing all that stuff that's taking you nowhere. Again, fear and worry equal negative goal setting. Okay, and we're not going there. We're going solution oriented. We've been in situations where the market's had to correct before. Never been with a virus. I got that part. But until there's a solution, we don't have that. We don't control when the vaccine's coming. If you do, hey, right now, come on, we need you. But right now you have the smartest people in the world looking on that solution for a vaccine and all the money in the world going after it. So this too will pass. But until then, we got to make sure we're doing the right thing for the right reasons, taking care of ourselves, get outside, walk, enjoy, get the stress out of our body, and be clear on what you want to get accomplished personally in the next 30 days, 60 days, professionally, and you and your family stay engaged and really enjoy the people you love. They want to see that you're cool, calm, and collected also. You want to educate and stay informed. You don't want to get inundated with this stuff, because it's not going to change that much, okay? Right now, we know the restaurants are closed, the bars are closed, so that's fine. You know, we have to self-medicate. But like I said, right now it's time for you guys to slow it down, get a clear path. If we have to show buyers for our buyer agents, we have to do that. If we have to help each other, we'll be doing that. The offices, some of the agents definitely are working. The open houses, we're busy, but it's going to be your choice where you feel comfortable doing, and your seller's choice. Again, put yourself in your seller or buyer's shoes, get in alignment with them, put the solutions in place, and we will move on. Again, I'll be doing videos every now and then. If you don't have any specific questions, you can email me, saul@johnelsdoc.com, and Colin Noy and I are becoming best friends more than ever, and we're going to take care of things as we go. Again, lighten up, have a good time. We'll talk soon. Take care.